Preface. A scientist is supposed to have a complete and thorough knowledge at first hand of some subjects, and therefore is usually expected not to write on a topic of which he is not a master. This is regarded as a matter of noblesse oblige. For the present purpose, I beg to renounce the noblesse, if any, and to be freed of the ensuing obligation. Let's take a walk. I thought the woods were a good place to start. When looking for life, we don't always have to look out into the cosmos or down a microscope or have fancy gadgets or algorithms to give us those insights, though they do help. Sometimes just stepping outside into our gardens, a forest, or even taking a closer look at a houseplant is enough. Within them are the remnants of life's subtle beginnings. Life stands tall in the forest in the shapes of trees, plants, rocks, and creatures, but also, funnily, most of it rests firmly on the forest floor. Soon after I stood on ground that wasn't concrete, but instead a paving of leaves, clay, and rotting fruits, I realized how dearly it told Mother Nature's story. The build-up, or sediment, that was there were layers of living creatures, both creepy crawlies and silent souls that had fallen out of a tree. It was a fresh reminder of the potential that a single seed holds. The seed contains within it the strongest power anyone or anything can hold, the unapologetic willfulness to grow. It's a willfulness that I see daily, in almost all things around me. It's like a child that doesn't give up after falling off a bike on the first attempt to ride it, or a writer or an artist's seventh attempt at a masterpiece. It's the need to get back up more times than you fall. It's growth. The forest is a good place to witness biology. Like, for example, every moss pit probably harbours a few hundred tardigrades. The process of degradation of leaves is fast and obvious from one season to the next. But the forest also has its visitors, and on this day in particular, its human sides were showing. Emotion is said to have no real place in science, as they are considered innately irrational. But are they? Emotions are a little like life's herb cupboard. They help us and other animals in our experiences, and yes, you can also study them, but you make my brain express copious amounts of serotonin. Doesn't sit as well on a card as you make me happy. Or dopamine floods my system wherever my eyes pick up the light that reflects off of your being. Isn't as strong as saying, I love you, for the first, third, 5 millionth, or even last time. The forest holds on to messages of love and hope through its determinedness to grow and repair and shield and renew, though it also helps a little to carve our initials on the tree bark. Perhaps in later videos I'll touch more on the science of things rather than my thoughts of things, but for now, these videos act as my visual audio notepad for my observations. I am human too, after all. The next day I decided to try to put the leaves and things I'd foraged from the forest in the form of art, or at least an attempt thrown in the direction of what is more commonly known as art. Pigments are an important part of biology. They act to signal danger to animals, as brightly coloured invitations to bumblebees, as absorbers of light like the green chlorophyll in leaves, and as a byproduct of things just generally smushed together over years of pressure and heat. I didn't know what I was aiming for with this piece, especially as I'd suddenly started mixing coffee powder with water and the acrylic pouring medium I had lying around. But from both the smell and the look of things, I realised I was painting the forest floor onto the canvas. It's intriguing how we as humans try to preserve life as best we can. It's like a natural tendency to just keep it going somehow. Be it through art, music, writing, science, maths, or whatever field or non-field you're working in. We just know there will be a tomorrow, and we know that whatever is here today makes us feel alive, and we need it to keep doing so. For all we hold on to, even on our worst days, is what gives us that unapologetic willfulness to grow. We're all seeds on a forest floor, just reaching out. But is that all what life is? Perhaps. But perhaps not.